The race for 2024. Overnight, Donald Trump declared his intentions if he were elected back into the White House, refusing to rule out abusing the power of the presidency. The latest in a string of dangerous threats, and this is why President Biden says he's running for a second term. Chief Washington correspondent John Carl has the details. Good morning, John.
Good morning, George. Donald Trump was asked a simple and direct question by a friendly interviewer, and he wouldn't rule out abusing power if he gets back to the White House. In fact, he used the word dictator to describe his plans for day one in office. At a town hall overnight with Fox News host Sean Hannity, Donald Trump was asked what should have been an easy question. Would he abuse the power of the presidency during a second term?
I want to be very, very clear on this. To be clear, do you in any way have any plans whatsoever, if reelected president, to abuse power, to break the law, to use the government to go after people?
You mean like they're using right now?
He dodged the question, but minutes later, Hannity pressed him again for an answer.
Under no circumstances, you are promising America tonight, you would never abuse power as retribution against anybody.
Except for day one.
Except
Look,
what?
he's going crazy. Except for day one.
Meaning?
I want to close the border, and I want to drill,
That's
drill,
not
drill.
that's not retribution.
I'm going to be, you know, he keeps, we love this guy. He says, you're not going to be a dictator, are you? I said, no, other than day one. We're closing the border, and we're drilling. After that, I'm not a dictator.
It's just the latest comment from the former president that has raised alarms about what he would do if he makes it back to the White House. And it comes as Joe Biden is making the threat Trump poses to democracy a big part of his campaign message. During a closed-door fundraiser Tuesday, Biden told supporters, quote, "If Trump wasn't running, I'm not sure I'd be running, but we cannot let him win." The president later clarified that, telling reporters that he would still be running even if Trump dropped out. A senior campaign advisor telling ABC that Biden is trying to underscore what is at stake in 2024. Biden is facing low approval ratings and a slew of polls showing him neck and neck with Trump, even with the former president facing multiple criminal indictments. A new court filing in one of those cases makes it clear that special counsel Jack Smith is going to place the blame for the violence on January 6th squarely on Donald Trump, making the case that rioters were doing essentially what Trump wanted them to do. Jack Smith plans to use Trump's own words to argue the former president is not only responsible for the violence on January 6th, but that, quote, the rioters' disruption of the certification proceeding is exactly what the defendant intended. Smith points to Trump's embrace of those who have been convicted and sentenced to prison for storming the Capitol.
I call them the J6 hostages, not prisoners. I call them the hostages, what's happened, and it's a shame.
He also cites how Trump and his campaign have elevated the so-called J6 Choir, a group of prisoners who recorded a version of the national anthem from behind bars. Trump played their recording with video images of the violence on January 6th running in the background at the very first campaign rally of his 2024 campaign in Waco, Texas.
Justice for All, featuring President Donald J. Trump and the J6 Choir.
Smith also says he will present evidence that Trump had enormous influence over the rioters, that he could have stopped the violence, but he didn't. Something Trump seemed to acknowledge in an interview with me not long after January 6th.
I was thinking about going back during the problem to stop the problem, doing it myself. Secret Service didn't like that idea too much. I could have done that, and you know what? I would have been very well received. Don't forget, the people that went to Washington that day, in my opinion, they went because they thought the election was rigged. That's why they went.
Of course, Trump didn't go to the Capitol on January 6th. According to the sworn testimony of several of his top aides, he instead went to the small dining room next to the Oval Office and he watched television, doing nothing to stop the violence as it unfolded on Capitol Hill. George?
His intentions and motivations hiding in plain sight. Okay, John, thanks very much. Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.